I made this hoodie sugar cookie just for you. Let's decorate together. Hi, I'm Leslie with Leslie's Cookies and Treats, and if you love decorating sugar cookies or you want to learn how, you're in the right place. Let's decorate together. Before we jump in, I just want to say how truly thankful I am for all of your support. Every view, comment, and like means more to me than you could ever know, and it's why I made this thankful cookie. Now let's decorate together. As always, all of the supplies you need to decorate this cookie are listed in the description. And if you have a 3D printer, you can get this cookie cutter for free. There's a discount code in the description. Just another way to say thank you. So I'm starting out this video by piping the collar, and I'm just going to go around it and pipe a thick outline here. My icing consistency is about a 15-second consistency. And then I'll grab my scribe, or you can grab a toothpick, and just shape it the way that you want it and make sure there are no air bubbles. And I want to bring the points together here, but still have them separated at the bottom. And then I'm going to go ahead and outline and flood in the sleeve on both sides. So to do your outline, you want to touch down, lift up your piping bag a little bit away from the cookie. And then I want you to watch your line of icing as it's falling as you're placing it onto the cookie, rather than watching your piping bag. And then when you get to the other end, stop squeezing and touch down your line. And then I use the same icing to flood my cookie as I do to outline. So just go ahead and flood in that section. And because your icing is a 15-second consistency, you can go all the way up to the edge without worrying that it's going to overflow. And then once again, use your scribe to smooth this icing out and settle it down. Keep an eye out for any air bubbles, which might look like darker spots under the icing, and make sure you pop those. We do not want to get a crater in the sleeve. And once you're done with both sleeves, I suggest you set your cookie in front of a small table fan or any dehydrator if you have one, so that it can set up quickly so that you don't have any risk of getting a crater. And here we go, outlining the other side again. So just touch down, lift up your piping bag slightly, and then go ahead and outline, stop squeezing, and then touch down again as you get to the other side, and flood it in just like we did before. Smooth it out with your scribe, and then set it in front of your pan to dry for about 10 to 15 minutes. Now that the icing has had a chance to crust over, you can flood in the rest of the cookie. So just go ahead and outline the bottom here, then flood in the entire rest of the hoodie. And you know, cookie decorating has become one of the best parts of my life, and I honestly wouldn't be here doing this without all of you. So thank you again for supporting my channel. And like always, don't forget to scribe it. Smooth out that flood icing with your scribe, and then we'll move down to filling in the cuffs at the bottom of the hoodie. So just pipe a quick outline and flood in this little section at the bottom of each sleeve, and use your scribe to smooth the icing out. And then set this cookie aside to dry. And if you're worried about color bleed, you might want to let this cookie dry overnight and then come back and finish the hoodie tomorrow. I switched up my meringue powder to Royal Batch, and the icing is delicious. It's soft, but it does have a tendency to color bleed, so I'm going to let my sweatshirt dry completely. And so here we are with day 2, and I have my brown royal icing also at about a 15-second consistency, and I'm just going to pipe what I think looks like a hoodie pocket right here on the front. I'll outline that and then put a squiggle in the middle to try to make it extra puffy and then make sure I don't get any craters, and I'm just going to flood this section in. And then I'll use my scribe to further shape it and get it the way I want it to look. I'm going to really fill this section out and make sure it's nice and full. If your icing is not a 15-second consistency, be careful doing that here, because you don't want it to overflow its edges and just turn into a blob rather than a nice shaped pocket. So I'm really going to use my scribe to shape this pocket the way I want it to look. And once I'm happy with it, I'll leave it to dry while I come up here to the top and just pipe in a couple of squiggly lines for the strings for the hoodie. And then all that's left is writing the word thankful, and I'm going to use my projector for that. If you don't have a projector, you can use the tissue paper method, and I'll leave a link to a video tutorial on that. And I'm trying to figure out how to keep my hand out of the way here, but I finally decided to start in the middle of the word. I'm just going to go over the lines and write the word thankful on the cookie. I'm using a brown edible marker, and I'll leave a link in the description for the markers that I'm using. And any edible marker that you have will do. You could even use some gel color and paint it on with a paintbrush. You could even pipe the word on with your royal icing. Just use a detailed consistency. And I'm just going to go over my letters here again, just to make sure that I have it all nice and thick and easy to read. And I really wish this sweatshirt were in my closet right now. Hoodies are so cozy and comfy to wear, and I think they're my go-to cookie decorating uniform. And I might even have a copy of this sweatshirt made. And seriously, I want to thank you again because every time I decorate, I'm reminded that I get to do what I love because you're here supporting me and it means the world. Thank you so much. If you haven't yet, please hit that subscribe button and I'll see you in the next one.